And
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bazooka.
and we're live. Hey guys, I'm gonna hit the intro. We got the world's most famous duck with us, the psychic duck, and we're gonna have a fun show for you guys. You guys are excited for it, and here we go. And and um, I'm really excited about my guest today. She's the world's most famous duck, the psychic duck. She's a gifted, intuitive, and returning on the favorite on the Typical Skeptic Podcast, known for her timeless psychic readings. She brings clarity, healing, and multidimensional insight to the audience. Her approach combines empathy, intuition, and a deep connection to spirit, making each session a profound and personal experience. And I wrote a little bit more about it. I wrote, "We welcome back the amazing psychic duck for a night of time with psychic leanings. Known for uncanny accuracy and uplifting guidance, the psychic duck will be taking questions, offering readings, and delivering wisdom you might need to know. Whether you're facing life challenges, seeking clarity on your spiritual path, or just curious what the universe has in store, this is your chance to tune in for real-time insight and healing." And with all that said, I'd like to give her a big warm welcome back to the show. Psychic Duck, thanks for coming back on. How are you?
Hey everybody, I know, it's another day. I'm in the dream rooms, guys. What do you guys think?
Well, how did you end up in the dream rooms?
Well, last time you spoke, I met my mentor, Tobias, the frog medicine guy, and we've been journeying throughout the whole month. So I've been going through different rooms of my heart space, seeing all the things that were not, acknowledged and not catered to, and just living a tender moment by moment. And here I am, the dream rooms. I made it this far. Now I can dream.
Now, for people that don't know, I saw you at the Full Disclosure Now conference. You made an appearance. But did you have a fun time at the Full Disclosure Now conference?
Yeah, you saw me boogie, remember?
Well, wait, what did you say?
You saw me boogie on the dance floor.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Seeing people from all around the world.
So we have people who already requested readings. Should we just get into it, or what do you think?
Yeah, let's go. Let's feel into it. Let's do it. I'm in a good mind space.
The first one is Michelle Petros, and I promised her a reading because she's having some issues. She's going through some issues. Let me see what she wrote on Discord. Let me see here. She wrote general please plus major message she gets. And here she is. Oh, she wrote a comment in the thing. Glad to see you here, Michelle, for your reading. And it's her there. Yeah, and I know whatever you feel into her.
Let's feel into it.
And if you'd like a reading, guys, by the way, you can put your name in the chat. And those people that want to donate, you can donate. I'll put the link to donate in right now. And but you don't need to donate. You can just request a reading if you'd like. It does help the channel though if you do donate. So yeah. But sorry, go ahead, Psychic Duck.
No, you're so good. I was feeling into it at the same time. I'm floating. I guess I'm noticing my legs. Hi, Michelle. I'm glad you're here today. This is kind of humming in my head. I was kind of anxious saying it, but you're healing a lot of emotional enmeshment. And a lot of emotional enmeshment for you feels like spending a lot of time anticipating other people's needs, feeling responsible for other people's feelings. I would say a lot of the pain that's inside of your heart is not necessarily knowing which of these responsibilities are actually responsibilities and which ones aren't your own responsibilities. It's not your job to be responsible for other people's feelings. If they're not willing to look at their shit, they're not willing to look at their shit. Even if you point at it, you draw it, you say words that feel like a big Sharpie, They just can't hear you, and it's not your problem. And the one of the reasons why they're highlighting this because between September, I hear November. I'm just gonna be transparent. I hear something about November, but you have a lot of dreams, your dream world. But a lot of times it's hard to distinguish which dreams are yours and which dreams are somebody else's. You may be going into a different timeline or into somebody else's timeline because you're like a problem solver, really. You're like helping people, solving people's problems. But it becomes turbulent when you cannot distinguish which are your dreams and which are somebody else's dreams. So you're always like dream hopping somewhere, and no, that's not something that I would like for you. But one of the gifts that you need to acknowledge about yourself is knowing who and what to invest in. Just whenever you're stuck, ask yourself those questions like, who should I invest in and what should who should I and what should I invest in? Like keep asking that because that's how you voice yourself. That's how you have the ability to voice other people's needs as well. So it's kind of like your mind is a very fertile place, and it needs to look for something to grow, and that's how it feels a sense of peace and calmness. So so I would say just acknowledge your gifts. It's like you're like a spiritual investor. You help people grow through that perspective. But again, you need to know what is yours and what is theirs. Otherwise, it becomes like a big bowl of Maggiano spaghetti, and that's not something. Sometimes it doesn't taste that great when it's 2 days old.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I, I hope that resonates with you, Michelle. Let me see if she wrote any comments. Let me see. Nothing yet. Well, I hope that resonates with you, Michelle. And yeah. Um, she
Hang in
said,
there,
yeah.
girl.
She said it does.
Steph, like, hang in there, girl. Like, people are getting weird nowadays. And it's not your
Yeah.
problem. No problemo.
People are getting weird nowadays. I think we kind of talked about that before the show. You know what I mean? People are. There's something about the energies right now. They're really aggressive, and there's something about the energies. It almost feels honestly, psychic duck. Like I said
Hmm.
before the show, it feels like a full moon energy, but like a long lasting full moon energy where people are acting strange and at least but I had Rion on the other day and he mentioned something. He said some of us are waking up in a war zone, and he said some of us are waking up in a whole different atmosphere. I guess he said it just depends on where you are in your life and what's going on externally and internally.
And I would add to that, I think the hardest part is just no one talks about how to grow what's good for you, and people sometimes are empty, and there are periods of rest. People are always looking for something to do, and they just cannot handle stillness and rest. So the hardest part about it is there's nothing going on in their life, so they'll start creating some freaking drama because they cannot live with the silence inside of themselves. The silence like drives them crazy. So they're gonna look at a guy and they're like, I'm gonna make myself hate this guy because I can never be with this guy. I'm gonna make myself hate this girl because I can't be with this girl. And a lot of our problems is like a ping pong of feeling inferior and superior. So somebody has to be superior over this person because they didn't do the inner work in this avenue and that avenue. We humans are a piece of crap. It's a never ending cycle. Samsara hashtag here I come.
It's funny. You're right. I just want to put up this comment from Mapako Chiesda. I'd like to know where he's from. It sounds like a Latino name or maybe Hawaiian. I'm not sure, but he says, "I love you, Psychic Doc." That's awesome. Where are you from, Mapako Chiesda? Chiesda.
Here's
Chiesda.
a hug from me from the dream rooms. Hmm.
See, you get a hug from the psychic duck from the dream rooms. That's awesome. Okay, back to this one. This was a question, and we'll get to the people who donated in a second. This one was from Matthew Morian, my brother from another mother, Matthew, and he says,
Hey.
ask the duck what she thinks about the eclipse on the 7th.
Let's feel into it. Oh, Lord Jesus. Eclipse from September 7th. Hmm. Interesting. It's like I'm getting I'm seeing, like, I hear the words surrounds me, this or that surrounds me, and I feel like a lot of people are gonna notice what actually surrounds their, like, torus field or their hemisphere. It's like, imagine, like, a big circle around your waist, like a hula hoop, like, ooh, and notice what's in the hula hoop. I feel like by the eclipse seasons, like, everything will be, like, not necessarily sharper, but it's closer. It's like, it's not defined, but you feel like something's getting closer, something's approaching you, something is kind of like a sticky, slippery slope, slimy. It's like you're gonna feel like, oh, there's something around my neck. There's something around me, but it doesn't have a name. I don't know what to say. It's a lot of that energy in there. And I also feel like there are a few gates. I've been noticing, I guess I'm in the dream rooms, guys, so if I'm talking about gates and stuff, I don't know. I think I've absorbed a lot from my journey with Tobias. For those that didn't tune in at the beginning, it's by like spiritual, like frog medicine master. And he talks a lot about a few gates, and I feel like it's kind of the details of being a good listener. And I feel like a lot of that is coming in the game of life. It's like, are you actually listening, or are you just listening to the doubts in your head, or are you listening to your surroundings? And I feel like that's where eclipse season gets a bit crazy, because everything is just, closing in, and people are not used to like listening to everything other than the thoughts in their head. So yeah, there's a listening gate, guys. Just open the gate and listen. Even if it's just 2 seconds a day, and some people might be like, what? It doesn't make sense. What do you mean 2 seconds? It's like, wait, if I'm talking to a kid, telling him to listen for 30 seconds, they want to like bang their head and start spitting things. And then if you've been around 3-year-olds, Rob, they just start spitting saliva like they're geckos or something. It's like they'll just start spitting. It's really hard. A lot of adults don't listen. They just start looping and woo. So yeah, a lot of the eclipse, guys, is just opening that gate and recognizing what is in your surroundings. It's very open. But I would say like this is the time of just wanting. Like allow yourself to want and don't listen to your doubts. If you want to feel less pain during those moments. If you want pain, that's your choice. Some people want pain, guys, as much as people throw bananas at me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. And yeah, so what do you think about like some people think that there's going to be like alien? What do you think about the three eye atlas? Do you have a theory on that? What it could be?
Let me get my friends.
Whoa, those are cool.
I'll translate for them. These guys are, they're very silly. What about the alien invasion?
The three eye atlas. It's that comet thing. It's that comet that some people think it's an alien spaceship that's headed. It's like rocketing towards Earth.
Well, this is what he says. He says there's a lot of comets and there's a lot of universes. If you're trying to see something as a linear event, then good luck with that. That's not how it works. So wait, let me come back. Okay, he's not really helping. But you have to see things as a burger, guys. You cannot see things as a straight line. Nothing is like a straight line. Like there's gonna be a comet and there's gonna be like a boom. It doesn't work that way. They're right here, right now. They're watching us already. And if it does happen, that's how you know it's like a psyop.
That's a good point. Yeah. And yeah, I agree. I agree. That's a really good point. The next one is from, I love this comment from Aurora Diamondheart with the little alien heads. And good to see you, Aurora. And but the next one is from Selena Ingalls. Selena, if you're watching, can you put a comment in the chat, because I kind of wanted to pull up your avatar, but you know Selena, right? So you can kind of probably tap into her energy.
Selena Peanut Butter got married.
Oh shit! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Dude, that's breaking news, guys. You're hearing it first here, and that's Selena's favorite character too, guys. Peanut
Yeah.
Butter got married. Who did Peanut Butter marry?
Yeah. His wife's name is Goldie. They met in the dream rooms. Let me find her.
is hilarious. I
And
love it.
Peanut Butter's a bit shy. You laughed, Rob. Oh, yeah. Peanut Butter got married. He found love in a hopeless place. He found love in a hopeless place. Yeah, you tap into the heart space, like everything floods and overloads, and things happen.
Yeah, that's amazing. How's he feel about the marriage?
He's doing good. He's less of a workaholic now since he found love. He used to be extremely workaholic and numb. Now he's kind of like exploring a whole new territory. Like there's a vulnerable conversation here and there, and the alien guys that you just saw, they keep trying to hijack us. They even have their ship, so if they pass by and you see me duck, that's them trying to take me on the ship. Just giving you a heads up.
Wow. Okay.
Uh,
Okay, so Selena's under Jason's avatar. So she's sitting next to Jason right now. So I'm just gonna pull up Jason's avatar so you can tap into Selena. So there she is. She says, "This is Selena now." Hello.
hey, hey.
Oh, did you have a question, Selena, or did
Oh
you?
yeah, we both froze.
I don't know if she has a question or let me see if she wrote anything in the message.
Yeah.
She just says for a reading from the psychic duck for me. That's all she said. Nothing. Um, nothing. Oh, she says general. General.
You're a general. Wow, this is very direct. Selena, recognition is a form of gratitude. When you allow yourself to be recognized is when you allow yourself to feel gratitude for everything that you have. I feel like a lot of people dismiss that value thinking it's a value of achievement or a value of whatever 3D ego shit that people hear. But you're learning what it means to be recognized. And what it means to be recognized is to tap in the energy of gratitude. And from that space, that's where you create abundance. That's where you create like a ripple effect. That's where you create matter. That's how you find worth. So you're going to be introduced to that. You're going to be meeting people where they either recognize you or don't recognize you. Either it's like there's this like yin and yang process through self-worth and respect. But this is a very cool energy, girl, because once you work with that, you can contribute even more to just reality, to care, to love. I hear the word breezy. I don't know if you're a big gangster, but I hear the word breezy for some reason. But listen, a lot of it is understanding your significance. A lot of times when we can't dream, it's because we don't know how significant we are. Not even necessarily even a purpose or a meaning or originality, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people just don't know they're significant. They're worth it. They just don't know. And I feel like this year is all about recognizing or allowing yourself to be that representation of gratitude in the world. I feel like I don't know if this is old world thinking, but a lot of times people think gratitude comes. People feel gratitude when they receive something. It's like I received this, therefore I am grateful, or I give this, therefore if somebody's grateful for me, then great. I have worked in the realms of gratitude. But that's not how it works, girl. There's something beyond that. Yeah, you're being pushed into the harmony of recognition. It's very awkward. I get it. I like to like you see me like I'm in the dream rooms. God damn it. So I get it. Like I'm always in my own little world, but they're showing you your strength. Like there's more for you. There's a lot more for you, and I'm also hearing you might change jobs later or change positions later too. So that's also coming in. But the hardest part right now, or what's missing, it's taking care of yourself. Like I hear sustenance. It's interesting. They're showing me like something to eat to sustain like something. So I'm not sure. Not necessarily nourishment. I'm asking, is this a form of nourishment? And they're saying no, and I'm hearing sustenance. Something about your well-being and health. They'll help you feel more rejuvenated, for lack of a better way of saying it. But yeah, I would say whatever the sustenance is, please give that to yourself because you do a lot. Yeah, hang in there.
Yeah, it was amazing. Oh yeah, I hope that resonates with you, Selena. Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did respond to that. She said that about something you said. She said that has been happening. So let me pull up the chat on my phone so I can see what people are saying because I'm trying to queue up the next person, but at the same time I'm trying to at the same
No,
time
it's
I'm
all
trying.
good.
if they responded. Let me see here. She responded. She said, "Awesome reading." She said, "Awesome
Hey.
reading." Great. Okay, the next person is Karen Rosevich, and thank you for donating, Karen. And she says, let me see if there was a message in her. Uh, no, no message. So I'm guessing just a reading, again, general.
I ducked. I'm telling you guys, they're friendly, but once they're in their ship, you just want to get away because they have those technology stuff. And who is it? Karen? Does she have a question?
Karen, do you have a question?
And you guys, if you don't have a question, you can write what you're angry about. What are you angry about, Karen? We're all angry about something. You know, feeling angry is a form of anger, too.
She's not. I'm waiting to hear from her.
I'll wait and bleed. Wait and bleed.
The chat, or maybe she had to step away for a second. I'm not sure.
Step away.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I guess she could watch her reading later because like she's not responding. Oh, there she is. She says
I was
she's
gonna
angry
play Slipknot.
positive.
I'm angry about how I can't stay positive. Who are you staying positive for? If somebody cannot handle all of you, then I don't know. Of course, there's a limit, a responsibility of you take care of your emotions somewhere. But doesn't mean that no one is always positive. If you know that person, I would be worried about them. I would wonder if they're intellectually disabled first, and I'm saying this out of love because people that are severely intellectually disabled, they're not necessarily safe to themselves, and we need to take care of them to make sure they don't hurt themselves or others hurt them or take advantage of them. So the good news is no one's gonna freaking take advantage of you because you have your guards up. And second of all, if somebody's always positive, I would ask what are they on? Are they on something every single minute? Because I would be really concerned. But let's feel into you. Well, I heard a refrain. I'm hearing how can I be consistent in what I want and what I need? It's like they're asking you to find discipline more than motivation. A lot of times people wake up and they're waiting for this like energy or that feeling or something inside of them to like burst or some sort of thing. But they're asking you to be consistent. So I'm not really sure what that is. And I'm going to talk to you like you're 13. It's like being consistent and, doing your hair a certain way. It's like, I want to look this good, so I'm going to do my hair a certain way every blah, 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 straighten my hair, blah, blah, blah. That teenage you was very consistent in something. I would look into that version of you and ask her, why did she stop being consistent? Who stopped caring about her? Who's never noticed that she was putting in an effort? A lot of times when we stop putting in effort because it doesn't matter. It's like, why should I show up for myself? Why should I stay positive? It's not gonna matter at the end of the day. There's no freedom in that space. And I hear you. You're looking for freedom, but you're not necessarily sure what space it is. Here's one thing you can do. Like a lot of times finding that space to grow, you can create it on a piece of paper or do some, what do they call them? I think it's a collage, or I was gonna call it space board. You can call it like a vision board of a place where you feel alive, where you feel well. If you can create that and cut different pictures and stick them together, you might create a sense of safety for yourself. And by feeling safe, it's how you become consistent for yourself because you actually feel a sense of belonging to where you are and who you are. Right now, there isn't a lot of that. And it's not your fault. It's just that, people are crazy nowadays. So we have to give to ourselves. Otherwise, we're just like, we're always just tired and sluggish and, news hopping from one news channel to another. And that was no good. So hang in there. Yeah.
I agree. That's the worst you can do, right? And you
Mm.
know what some people do? They call it doom scrolling. You know, where you scroll through your phone through like Instagram and like like and you it's they call it doom scrolling. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But I feel like I don't know what's worse. Is it news hopping, going from one political party to another and banging your head on the wall, or doom scrolling? Once I was doom scrolling and I found the guy that speaks gibberish to like drive-throughs. Have you seen that, Rob?
Wait, what?
I was doom scrolling and I heard the guy speak gibberish through drive-throughs.
See, that's the best part about the internet, Well, you can't find that I find the craziest stuff when I scroll on Facebook too. I found a guy who did what he does for a living. His name's Bounty Hunter D, and what he does, he repossesses people's cars and then he puts boots on
Oh
people's
shit!
cars. But he's always trying to fight them in the parking lot. You know what I mean? And it's like this is the type of stuff I encounter when I'm
I
like,
want to
well,
watch that.
you know what I mean? But so you found a guy who speaks gibberish through drive-throughs?
Yeah, he does it so many places.
I gotta see this.
He's really good at speaking gibberish. You think he's saying something, but he's not. And everyone's trying to understand him. It's crazy.
Oh man, I
And
gotta
when they
check.
call their coworkers, he speaks regular English.
Does he have a name? I mean,
Uh, I don't remember his name, but I'll try to find it. I don't know. Let's see.
let me see if anybody knows in the chat. Like,
Do you guys know about a guy that speaks gibberish? Let me look for him.
uh, someone said that was a joke. Was that a joke or was that a real thing that you encountered? Say that.
No, it's real. I spent 2 hours watching it till my stomach started to hurt.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh my god. I gotta check this out. I gotta find this. Um,
Hmm.
okay. The next one we got is Little Cam 51. And Little Cam's actually I'm happy that he's a part of our community because he's part of the younger generation. I think he's only like 21, 22, or 23 years old, you know? And I think he donated. Thank you, Cam, for donating. He just wanted a general reading, I think. And you know, yeah.
Lil Cam. Just give me 1 minute, because I am close to finding this man. He's really important in my life, and I want him to be important in your life, Rob. 1 second.
Maybe I can pull him up. If you find him, maybe I can pull him up and we can watch one of his videos because I'm not monetized on YouTube, so I don't think they would, but sometimes my internet moves slow.
Oh no, be careful. Where is he? Just give me a moment. Oh no, that's not him. Uh, I think it's for another time, Rob. It's hard to find that guy.
I'll try to find him, I'll try to find him for real.
He goes
You
to
know,
Popeyes. He goes to so many. It's like his whole account is just talking gibberish. Like he's a professional at it.
Another one I told people like this isn't necessarily doom scrolling, but I keep telling the audience this. Like, another thing I do when I'm really bored is like, and I'm very rarely bored because I'm always doing work for my show, but like, I'll watch Pluto TV. Like some people watch Netflix, and I have Amazon Prime. You know what I mean? And I even signed up for Netflix, but for some reason, I always want to put on Pluto TV. It's free. And I think people have it through their cable too, but I watch it on the internet. I just go to Pluto.tv, and they have all kinds of stuff on there from like our childhood. They have stuff from like the 90s, early 2000s. Like they have a 24-hour Cheaters channel where you can just watch episodes of Cheaters. I don't know if you remember that show. It used to be on at like 1 or 2 in the morning when we were young. And then they have like a Star Trek channel. They have like 3 paranormal channels. They have one that's called Alien Nation. Then they have Paranormal Pluto, which is a good. They always have something about Bigfoot on there. So they have like 3 like paranormal like alien documentary channels, which I like. They have like 3 or 4 Star Trek channels. They have a 24-hour Charm channel. So people like the show Charmed, and then they always have like really good movies from the early 2000s and early 90s and stuff which was like right around the time when I was kind of like peaking in life. So it's to me, I get it's like a trip down memory lane. And then they even have like newer stuff too. Like they even had like the Hunt for Skinwalker Ranch on one of their channels, which is like that's fairly a new show. You know what I mean? That's like maybe a few years old. So I find Pluto TV fascinating. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant there.
No, I like the name too, Pluto TV. I found the gibberish guy, so if you write on Instagram speaking gibberish prank, and his I guess his Instagram name is Vontae James, but just write speaking gibberish prank, and this guy has a large following. He talks gibberish at Wendy's and all that stuff.
I'm gonna look him up right now. Gibberish at KFC.
Yay!
Vontae J, here he is.
Yay!
It's supposed to be a what? Big thing of like hold on, I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. No, I'm saying for the water. Is it supposed to be something? Like you know how you tweet or what? Tweet or what? No, I'm saying you go back there and like you get the bag and you see what it is. I'm saying like how you like because brisket too little bit. Is it a limit? From Esco like the priest Dabbit. How you saying like brisket for episode like skipless capabilities? Bro, you fucking you gotta be messing with me. Tell me, what are you saying? I'm saying get the nuggets. Get the nuggets. Put them in the bag. Put them in the bag. Word. Right? I'm saying how you see it from the Haggler bag. How you see it from the Haggler bag? No. How you see it from what? I'm listening to you and repeat what you're saying.
Oh, I gotta follow this guy.
There's more. It gets crazy.
I'm following him immediately. That was funny as hell. Yeah, that's great. Gibberish at KFC. Oh wait, sorry, I'm talking to myself. That wasn't. That was the video was playing through on YouTube. Sorry.
The ones in Wendy's. Oh my god, you're gonna crack up with them.
That reminds me of like the Jerky Boys when we were. Did you ever listen to the Jerky Boys when we were young?
No.
No, they were like they used to prank call people. They were funny. They were funny back in the day. They had like CDs. This is when CDs were a thing, you know. I don't know if anybody remembers the Jerky Boys, but like that was one of my because me and my friends used to prank call people when we were young. You know, that was a big thing for us to do. Was like we used to just like prank call people on a Friday night. You know, if we were bored. This is like when I was between the ages of like 12 to 17 years old. You know, I'll admit I did do it in my 20s too. Because my friends were kind of immature, but you know, yeah, but yeah. Sorry, we'll get to little Cam's.
I used to do stuff like that too. You're not alone, bro.
Cam, did you have a question?
Little Cam 51. Little Cam 51.
Oh, he said general reading.
General reading of Cam. Let's feel into it.
Matthew knows who they are. Matthew said Frank Rizzo in the chat. He remembers, and Aurora Diamond Heart remembers them too. That's awesome that you guys remember them. Like, that's hilarious.
I'm hearing that you're being challenged to talk to yourself in a different way. You know, approach it with lightness. So whenever you feel stuck and you're trying to understand something, and you really go into it, you're extremely hardworking. As much as you may not believe that about yourself, you try so hard to be curious and see what it is. But a lot of times when you hit a stuck end or an end point, it's because you're not approaching it with lightness. You're taking it too seriously. And when we take things too seriously, it means we cannot accept how we feel. And sometimes then our emotions become scarier than actually the problem itself. And we lose track of solving the problem because we're in our fears, we're in our anxieties, and we lose empathy for ourselves. So the hardest part when you're stuck and you don't know where to go and how to go there, you know, imagine somebody else is going through it. And it sounds dumb, but it's really true and it works. It's like, and I know that you're the type that doesn't want sympathy, so you kind of digress away into trying to break the wall and trying really hard. But if you look at empathy, it's not the same thing as sympathy. It's allowing for a connection to form. When you allow yourself to talk to yourself like you're talking to somebody else. Well, my brain is getting twirly. So if you cannot do that, like, I don't know, maybe get a duck like me and talk to it, or you can draw a stick person and imagine, your problem solving for that stick person. Because you get downloads a lot faster when you're problem solving for people, but then when it comes to yourself, it's like a SpongeBob 3 days later situation, and we're trying to avoid that. So one of the ways you can really push through it, approach it with lightness, and even if you use humor, go for it. If you make a joke about it, as long as you're not deflecting from the problem, and you'll know that. But once you allow lightness to come in, like something to carry it, you know that. And again, I know you understand that nothing comes from ourselves. There's something above us and beyond us that is working through us, that is giving us our ideas and our thoughts. So when we take it with lightness, we kind of break the boundary of human form and allow things to seep through. So that's what you've been challenged with this year. It's an interesting challenge, and I do see there's going to be more experiences for you coming through. You're moving from what happened to you to what do you need, and that's how you form this strong connection.
I love that. I love that for you, Cam. I hope that resonates with you. I was going to just say one more thing about the prank calling. It would have never been possible if they wouldn't have invented three-way calling in the late 90s. I don't know if you remember. That was now it's easy. You just go on your cell phone and you add a call. Yeah. But back then you had to click over on the other line and down. And I think it was right when there was
sound.
Yeah. Do you remember that? It was crazy. It was like all of a sudden a whole new world opened up because you could talk to many of your friends and you could do a three-way call and then they could do a three-way call and then you would have more people on the But what's interesting is I heard back in the day I'm real into audio and phones and stuff. I love I was an Art Bell fan. I'm trying to figure out how to do call-ins on my show. That's what I really want to eventually do is do call-ins. I am in the process of figuring it out, but I always do too many shows, so I can never, figure it out or whatever. But I signed up for this thing called Call-In Studio, and I'm trying to figure out how to work it, even if I just rig a mic up to my speaker, But I mean, anyway, I think that's the next evolution of my show is to learning how to take calls. I just got to figure out how to do it. And I've been putting it off, but I really want to do that. Because I think it would be cool to people could call in for their psychic reading, and they could talk to the doc and stuff. That would be so cool. I gotta figure that out.
I'll call too. I'll also call and talk to other viewers. And Peanut Butter also, he's shy, but he's a great at conversations. Him and his wife, they'll definitely call. Yeah.
I love that. The next one is from Anchor Haven, and thanks for donating, Anchor Haven. And she says, let me see what she says in her message here. She says general, please. And that was it.
Anchor Haven General. Anchor Haven General. Clear the mind, clear the heart. I don't know if you practice Reiki or believe in Reiki or something, because they kind of showed me, honestly, I heard Reiki and I saw all these hands doing, really cool stuff. I'm butchering it with my dance moves, but something like that, ooh, all these hands. And they want to remind you that, trying to understand this. Creating healing for yourself is basically just opening the channel for yourself. So when you're trying to heal something, try to open all of what it is that you're trying to heal. And a lot of times that can be scary because you're going to see both the negative and the positive, So it's kind of like touching a third eye. You're trying to see what's in there, and then you see all that it is. So I would say because you're doing a lot of that type of work, a lot of times it's just regulation, really, or noticing when you need to be well regulated. Because you see a lot of things, and sometimes when we can't see, we can't get an answer, it's because our bodies won't be able to handle the intensity of it. So when you're in a place where you're clearing your mind, you're opening your heart, and just I would say like find different ways to like calm yourself. And and I'm not saying this to say you're not calm. I just want to emphasize that. But a lot of times, like you're really looking at the deepest shit on the planet, and the deeper you're gonna look, the body's kind of like, whoa, where are we going with this? So like scheduling a bath, and bath is kind of like blasé, or even a smoke. It's like, okay, I'm gonna smoke after reading this like heavy stuff, or like a bath, like Epsom salt, and just different ways to self-soothe. It's like be the mother you never had to yourself, and you'll start understanding more of the world, like all the hidden mysteries. You'll start connecting to that more. I'm also seeing this part. I cannot reach my third eye because I'm a duck, by seeing the hands together in a prayer form next to the third eye. So I'm not sure if you've been praying for something, or if one of your guides are praying for your ancestors, but there's a lot of prayer around you, and I'm hearing touch your third eye. I hope this makes sense. There's so much that you're meant to give. Hang in there.
Yeah, she's really coming into her abilities too, Anchor Haven. She's been really working a lot with Sean Bond and stuff like that. I think she's SSP too. She's got like
Makes sense. I hear like heavy stuff. Okay, she's tapping into heavy stuff, and the body just, yeah, you need to self-soothe if you're tapping into all that heavy stuff. Clear the mind and open the heart, and sometimes that's even having like a bubble waffle. Have you seen those, Rob?
What is it?
Bubble waffle. They're like waffles that look like bubbles.
A waffle that looks like a bubble? Let me look this up. This is amazing. You find out about interesting stuff.
I told you, I've been doom scrolling. Yeah.
Oh, that looks interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. I love waffles. I used to go to the Waffle House all the time when I was a kid. Or I haven't been there in a while. I wanted to go this year on my way down to Florida, but the person I was with didn't want to go.
Do you want to go when there's a fight or when there isn't a fight?
What's that?
Do you want to go when there's a fight happening or when there isn't a fight happening?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think the Waffle House is pretty savage. You're gonna get something every time you go there. Like it's kind of like a toss up. Like, you know what I mean? Like
the last time me and my crew went to Waffle House, they just kept staring at us. They overhired people, so they were just staring at us eat. It was really awkward.
Wow, that's bizarre. You think they might have been NPCs or something?
They just didn't have anything to do. Honestly, they were just being human. And what else are you gonna do other than stare at a duck?
Yeah. Anchor Haven says she thinks she remembers you as a Dark Fleet officer.
No. I'm a duck.
Hey, you never know, right? So the duck could be a secret space agent. What do the aliens think? Are the aliens on you?
They're trying to take me with them. Be careful.
Yeah, that's what Michelle said earlier. She said, don't abduct the duck, and then she wrote abduct. Abduct.
That's the downside of being in the dream rooms. It's like there's all of these ships, and they're trying to see who's senile and stuff. And I'm not senile, so you cannot take me.
Yeah.
I'll smell the roses and keep my guns to myself.
I wish they would abduct me and take me back to the Serata because I had a really fun time there.
Are you sure you'll go to a different Serata from another universe?
That would be cool if they had like Seratas on other universes. Like if it was like a universal, like a galactic hotel. That would be really cool.
And then you get your drink from an octopus and stuff, some squid being and you're drinking squid, but you have no idea it's their squid. And I don't know. I'm taking you to a random world.
One thing I noticed when I was at the Serata, they said it was bought out by the Hilton. And one thing I noticed was like when I was at the urinal, like by the on the floor where all the how do I explain this? Where all the oh man, I don't know. Like the main floor where you go into the public restroom there, I was looking at the wall by the urinal and it looked like an eye was out looking at me. I think I still have the picture. It was like an eye
Ooh,
was painted into the wall. It was so you know.
ooh, the ritual site. Did you and you peed on it? You stopped the curse in Serrata.
I hope.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get to the next one. The next one is Catherine Short, and thank you for donating, Catherine. And Catherine says, let me see here. Let me see what she says. She says general reading. Everybody wants generals tonight.
Everybody wants.
I love her picture of the little girl angel. That's cool.
Yeah. Everybody wants to rule the world. Let's feel into it. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's interesting when I hear different things, and this is what I heard for you. I hear a seeker is able to access 20% of frequencies. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that is. But I'm hearing something about the seeker. It's like they're showing. It's interesting. It's like there's an internal conversation inside of you happening right now, and they recognize you, and they're trying to show you divine consciousness. But the hardest part is noticing which one is the soul and which one is the egoic mind. Because the egoic mind doesn't really know what their principles are, but the soul knows their principles without even articulating it. So I feel like the hardest part is really recognizing, am I ruminating or am I actually feeling into what's going on? And again, it makes sense that you're going to ruminate because growing up you weren't even allowed to have feelings to begin with. So I'm really glad that you can actually allow yourself to be you. Like that's a very big step, you know. But you're in a place where they're really like showing you that your power is praying with like spiritual emotion. You're praying with God principles. It's going beyond like what you've ever been, allowed to do. And there's something I also hearing trust. There's something about trusting something that's reliable. So if there's somebody you don't trust, ask yourself, are they reliable? And how are they reliable? And if you don't get a clear picture, and then notice I didn't say answer, I didn't say thoughts, I didn't say words. And if you don't get a clear picture, maybe you can ask them, like, hey, I need you to be reliable. I'm actually scared. I feel this, I feel that. Can you show me how you can be reliable? And if they're still, speaking blah, 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 gibberish, you can just close the door and, pray to God for something better, at this point. Because you deserve better. So I think the hardest part is allowing yourself to deserve more. Your heart deserves more, my friend.
Yeah, I lost my light here. Hold on one second.
Wait, you scared me. I thought he said I lost my leg. I'm like, oh my god.
No, well, I mean, I do have a lump on my leg, but no, I lost my light. Like
Oh,
what am I gonna? No, I have a lump on my ankle. I had an MRI done on it, and I'm going to get the results this week. I think it's just a cyst because it doesn't hurt now. But I mean, it was strange for sure. Like yeah, I'm hoping it's nothing. I
no,
don't.
I hear you. Yeah.
I thought this was a really interesting question, and then we got a donation after this, but I wanted to bring this up from Mapako. He says, I have a question. He says, every time I close my eyes, I see a vision of different shapes and numbers. 54 and 6 appeared. Does it have a meaning or is it just a vision?
You're seeing different shapes and numbers of 54 and 6. I would say play around. Like when you get those shapes, try to like move them upwards, downwards, left and right. Because sometimes when you move them like left and right, you start seeing more of the space. Because, well, if you close your eyes, you're just seeing what's in front of you. So it's more like a 2D space. But if you're trying to see 4D, take that number that comes to you and place it above you or below you. Sometimes they're just anchor points to something else that's within your vicinity or within your torus field that you're actually not seeing. And it's kind of like calling you. And, in that world, they're like, hey, this guy will notice us as numbers. It's like people that see like 2223333, and I'm one of them. It's like I easily see those numbers, when I'm calling in like a prayer or when I'm anxious. I see those numbers. But it's because they know that I'm going to notice that. So the fact that they come to you in this form, it's like they know you're going to notice that. So I feel like the next step for you is to kind of remind yourself that you can be in control in that space. You can actually position things. It's like in the dream world. I can put number 5 next to that door, or I can push number 5 in that door and disappears, and then I get scared. Ugh. But I think you see what I mean, because sometimes you could even separate 54 and, turn them into circles, and then see if the circles start to multiply or add. I guess like play with the visionary world and see where this takes you, because there might be a message underneath, or even like a need. It's telling you something about someone. But if you hear it, you'll be like, nah, I'm just crazy. But if it appears like that, you're more willing to like sit with it long enough to see what's underneath it. So I see it as like anchor points, from your higher self. Like, have fun, enjoy, play with it.
I love that. Yeah,
And
and I
that's to
hope that.
everyone here too. Like some of us, we smell, some of us see flowers. It's like when you close your eyes, like instead of only seeing it in front of you, imagine seeing behind your head. Imagine seeing it underneath your feet too. Like no one really sees what's underneath their feet. So like play around in space, and that's how you navigate like a 4D, like 3D, 4D, 5D space. It becomes more like malleable later on. It becomes a lot easier to grab onto things. Yeah.
I love that. From Apago. And thanks for your question. That was amazing. The
Yeah.
next one is from Dana Krieger, and Dana donated. Thanks, Dana. And
Yeah.
let me see what she had a message. She says, general reading, please. Everybody wants a general tonight, it seems like. And if anybody else wants a reading, put your name in the chat and we'll get to it. And yeah.
General reading, please. Let's feel into it. Whoa, this is. I get scared when I hear something really direct. One of your purposes in this lifetime is to help people accept and recognize that their creative path leads directly to a sacred realm. So perhaps you grew up like not really allowed to like be creative, or everything was kind of dismissed and seen as something smaller than it is. But helping other women be more creative or get in touch in their creative heart space is actually leading them directly to a sacred realm. And I cannot really describe the sacred realm because it's much more sacred than words can describe it. And that's kind of one of your missions in life, is to help women and also other people. But for some reason, I'm seeing intimate spaces with women is to, pick up a pen, pick up a paper, scissors, whether it's whatever that is, the creative path. You're meant to showcase that this is how we find sacredness within our everyday space. And a lot of people have lost touch with that. And that's how, and I personally believe this, that's how you don't grow old. And I call it mucky. It's when everything feels like a quicksand and people get so scared and, and they lose touch of themselves and they feel like they're no longer who they are. You help people overcome that, Dana. That's like a very, I don't know if you've been thinking about that, but I really hope that this is a direct message that, yes, this is one of your life purposes, and don't take this lightly. People need to know that their creative pursuits leads them directly to a sacred realm. And we need to honor the sacred space, because the more we have sacred spaces on this planet, I said planets, well, the more we have sacred spaces on this planet, that's how we create world peace. Yeah, people lost touch of that. So don't take your mission lightly. This is a very important mission for you. And of course, it's going to expand to something beyond, but that's just a starting point. That's just one of few missions they have on this planet. I guess please don't take that lightly. I honor you. Here's a hug.
I
From the
love that.
dream rooms.
I love that. That was amazing. Well, we have a couple more people. Let me see here. Entertainment Extreme Network would like a starseed reading, he says. I'm guessing that's a he. I'm not sure. But yeah. I don't know if he
Starseed reading? Can you emphasize?
I think he wants to know like what you see, like where he comes from, like starseed wise, like if he's from Sirius or Pleiadian or a gray alien or reptilian, like something like that.
No, I get it. Okay. I'll more tune into like who is surrounding you or what is around you right now. I feel like that's a better way to look at it. It's like who is around you, or what messages do they have for you? Let's see. What is around you? Hmm. Huh, interesting. I'm hearing validation. Yes, you are a starseed because there's this homesickness of trying to feel connected to source. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm hearing that, yeah, like feeling homesick, like this is not my home. This is not where I belong. So that makes a lot of sense that you feel that way and you're trying to connect to that. But the truth is living a different life is only a temporary fix. So if you're trying to live like according to just rising into space or just living as your starseed aspect, it never fills the emptiness inside of you. The only true home is inside of you in the moment right now. So one of the ways to reconnect to that place inside of you is to start feeling at home. Look at different things to anchor you. Because right now your body is your home, but if you're trying to receive messages from your starseed aspects, it's not gonna come through if your body is all like you're not tuned into your body. It's like trying to fly a plane and you don't know how to fly a plane. You cannot get to your destination. So they're really asking you to strengthen your body. And it doesn't mean that you should go and start kicking things and whatever, but strengthening your body could be just knowing what your legs feel like, what your hands feel like. You know, knowing when you feel full, when you need to like shit. Like those are some people like when they lose track of like their bodily movements, that's where embodiment starts to like let loose. So you're in a place where it's like you need to embrace the physical reality before you can return home. But there is an important lesson in there. You need to like activate your ship, like work on your ship, and the channel will be like really wide. Really, just trust in that. I know that's not something you wanted to hear, but there is a lot of contact in there. But if you're not strengthening your ship, everything will turn into what I call blind enthusiasm. You know, you get excited about something, you implement it, but you don't see how far reaching the implications of your actions are. You don't see who benefits from them or who is hurt by them. You could even hurt yourself, you know? So they're kind of protecting the sense to like strengthen your ship so you don't fall into that trap.
I love that.
Yeah. Things will get faster for you too. Things will speed up. Just strengthen your ship. Yeah, hang in there, buddy.
I hope that resonates with you, Entertainment Extreme Network. This wouldn't be a show without the Andromedan. You know, the Andromedan, of course.
Yay!
And the Andromedan says he would like a general reading. Good to see you, Andromedan.
And our general reading for our friend Andromedan. Our friend has made it onto this planet. I'm really happy for you. So here we are. The stiffness in your body is suppressed emotions. Interesting. They're showing me stiffness, and a lot of the stiffness are all the suppressed emotions, all the things you couldn't say. Sometimes just, even if we cannot meet certain people to tell them all the things we want to say, just writing it down, allowing your voice to be released, to be heard. And as we start saying the things we couldn't say, we start meeting more of ourselves. And that's one of the ways you can reduce your blood pressure too, because I also hear of that. You know? You release your weight and you forgive yourself. You become a lot lighter. But I think the hardest part about here is you're learning that you're actually never broken. And I think a lot of times some people start feeling broken or they're not good enough. And you're in a stage where they're kind of pushing you in a different type of understanding of reality, is recognizing that your body or who you are was never broken. No matter how many times people try to break you, you were never broken. You had a strong capacity to hold on to things. Now it's time to release it all. You're not meant to carry these things on your own, but there's something that needs to be said. Like even if you write a letter and just, put it on you can just put it in a water bottle, let it sail away. That will release something inside of you. Yeah, hang in there, buddy.
I love that for him. Yeah. Do we have time for a couple more psychic duck?
Yeah, I'm still in the dream rooms. I didn't get abducted by my alien friends.
Okay. And Jason says, great reading, psychic duck. And
thanks, bro.
And let me see here. Um, let me see here. Oh, okay. Who next? Oh, the next one is Crystal Nicole,
Yeah.
and she says, I would love a reading if there's time.
General reading? Or what do you need? See if there's a question. I
You
feel like
want a
there's
general
some.
reading?
Okay. Let's feel into it. Let's feel into it. Crystal Nicole. Crystal Nicole. Crystal Nicole. Let's feel into you. There's something that's not shaky. Let me feel into you. I'm hearing who do you trust? A lot of times when we're immobilized, it's because there's no one around us that we can consider as people that you can fully trust to be vulnerable, to break down, and to make mistakes. So it's a matter of wondering who's around you that you can trust. I read something that a lot of times when we're stuck, 45% of our problem is solved with co regulation. Just having somebody in front of you that you trust and feel safe with, you're 45% there. In terms of like taking care of yourself and doing what's right for you. Or problem solving. I think that's the hardest part right now. Is like recognizing, my body doesn't feel safe. Or sometimes even not even the body's just habituated. It's like it's in habit to protect itself. I feel like that's more for you. It's like it's just like habituated of I'm just gonna stay like this because when I stay like this, problems don't occur or nothing no one goes crazy. So but I'm also hearing deep inside the body wants to be a carrier for prana, a carrier for like divine life force. It's interesting. I haven't heard those words in a really long time in my brain. So it's a matter of strengthening certain parts of you. And to strengthen that, it can be as small as, buying yourself even new shoes that feel good out of survival. It's like, oh, I'm just going to spend a little more because I like these shoes. Like, or I like purple. Or, you know, I'm not sure if other people will think these shoes will look great, but they'll look great for me. It's like those little cues that take you out of survival consciousness. And think about it, in war zones, the first thing they do is that destroy everything that's beautiful. Like one country taking over another, that's the first thing they do before killing people. They destroy all beauty. So that people forget who they really are and where they come from. So those are little steps where you can reclaim yourself. It's like buying a shoe that's if you're the type that just wears like regular black trainers or something, get yourself purple, get yourself red. Buy yourself like let's say a hat that's made out of a flower. These little things will get you out of like this like freeze response that's inside of you. But I'm also hearing also understanding who's safe and who's not safe. Who can you really be yourself with? If there's no one in your life and that's possible, that makes a lot of sense. So I would like invite you to just find a space for yourself to be safe. And sometimes, guys, just like going to a meeting or something can really help, or a satsang can really help. Like, just allow the body to know that I'm gonna go in a place where everyone is vulnerable, and then slowly the body learns that it's safe to be vulnerable, it's safe to be yourself. But I'm also hearing the main mission inside. It wants to be a carrier for a prana. I keep hearing that. It's like there's an energy channel that wants to emerge inside of you. So hang in there.
Wow, I love that. You read right into her because like her question was she was like I just wanted to read her question. I don't know
Oh,
why I didn't see this before, but
uh,
it was like you totally tapped into her because she says I keep getting frozen. It's hard for me to take steps to take care of my body. And then she
oh,
said any
oh.
insight into her roots, and you kind of nailed that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I kept seeing like just it's kind of I'll just say it. It's like a picture, but you're not really frozen the way I saw you, but it's more like just getting out of that survival state. It's like everything has been just, and it's hard and I get it and I've been there. Like a freeze response was something I really had to work through, so I totally relate to that. So hang in there. It's not easy stuff, for some people it's easy for them to just buy a new hat or whatever. It's really not. It's like being like camouflaged and invisible is safe for a lot of us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, I'll get to the next one. We have three more. We have Jason, Nat Janoff, and
Ooh, it's a
Crystal.
party. Sorry.
It's a party. This is Jason. We already read. You read for Selena, but then Selena sent a cash app for
Hmm.
Jason. Jason, do you have a question, or do you want a general?
What are you angry about, Jason?
Or yeah, tell us what you're angry about.
Yeah.
He
I
said
feel like we're
whatever
peer
comes
pressuring. We're peer pressuring you, Jason. Tell us what you're angry about.
up. Are you angry about anything, Jason?
Beep, 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 beep.
Mids
Let's feel
make him
into it.
mids make him angry. I guess he means bad weed. Bad weed makes him angry.
Ooh, yeah, I can relate to that. Let's feel into it. The mids make Jason angry. Huh. And I'm being shown the stomach, and I'm being shown the stomach helps us trust our own gut. It's like you're full of passion for helping others. It's like you're always ready to celebrate other people's like feelings and joys, but you don't give that to yourself. It's like you immediately go and validate somebody, immediately help somebody out. But a lot of times, your legs don't carry you on your path. It carries you onto other people's paths. So there's always this like space of where am I, or am I doing the right thing? I feel like a lot of your internal thoughts don't necessarily like come with words, and that's where it becomes hard for you to express yourself in the moment. So allow yourself to speak in pictures, and the people that love you will understand you. You're able to see the bigger picture, and it takes you time to bring in the details. But there's something about understanding your inner world or inner language that will kind of activate the psychic inside of you because you're meant to be on that path. And you are meant to guide the younger generation in the next few years. There'll be very few kids that are important to you that you'll help them. Your legs will carry you to your path, but I'm hearing like the stomach area or like kind of putting a cooling effect or regulating the stomach area. I'm not sure what's there. It's like something needs to cool or calm. So I would say notice your diet and see what needs to be cleared out. But yeah, it's like just yeah, I'm hearing that, and then a lot of your intuition will start to rise even sharper and faster because it's already there. But words come to you a bit later than it's like you get this big download and then you have to put words to it. But I'm also hearing you keep repeating the stomach is about trusting your gut. So there's something about clearing the stomach, working on the stomach, and things will start to reveal themselves to you. Honestly, I hear your legs will carry you to your path, and I'm not really sure what that means even. But I keep hearing that.
Well, I
Yeah.
love that for you, Jason. That's amazing. I just want to let you know that, like Crystal Nicole, that girl you read for, she said that your reading was amazing and it was spot on. She said, like spot on completely. So like,
Oh, thanks.
the next person I'm pulling up is Nat Janoff. Nat, if you're in the chat, can you leave a message in the chat again so I can pull up your avatar? Let me read you his message while we're waiting for him to put he sent a PayPal, and Nat says, he says, "Hey Rob, love the show and readings." He says, "Psychic Duck, I would love to be a lot more successful as a musician. How can I best manifest that? I feel pulled in many directions. Would it be best to work on the educational part, like doing a Patreon or writing method books, or create, record, and post more original music?" He says, or do both somehow. He says he also does private events too as another path. And he says, "Thanks for your help."
Honestly, like this is very try to your music increases people's energy. It's like a battery charge. I'm not sure what genre you do, but it's kind of like more of a battery. It's like somebody that went through a healing process and they're out of their healing journey and now they need a battery to reignite. It's like a jump start. I guess I want you to know that about your music because I'm not sure if you know that. It's like you increase people's energy levels through your music. a lot of people want to be you, and I know you will like throw bananas at me for saying that, but people want to know, how do you create? How do you do this? So I feel like guiding people, like taking on a role like of an elder, and I think that might be uncomfortable for you at first. Taking on the role of guiding a person step by step to create their first album or to create their song will be like God. You will like change a person's life and make, making it a first album is always the hardest. So if you're like willing to be there, create a program, you'll help like, I don't know, 12 people to create their first album or to find their voice. Oh my God, people will like be flying like me. Whee! So like people need you. They just want to hear that. So that's kind of, I feel like a lot of things will accelerate if you understand what your music brings or what type of medicine your music brings. Yes, you can do the theory and all that stuff, the methods as a book, but people want to talk to you. It's like you want to show people why they should be you, and that's where the success and the money pours in. Because then you can create like more of a group setting and platforms. Because a lot of people don't really share their truths or how they write songs or how they tap into, how to translate their world into rhythm. Like a lot of people don't share that. They just, I don't know what they do, they just boast about what they do, but that's not you. But you do strengthen people's immune system. I know that's not something that you ask, but I allow people to strengthen their defenses when they can put their, world into rhythm. So don't take that lightly. But yeah, I would say you're meant to be a teacher. You're meant to guide people how to create their own songs, how to start their own journey, and share your journey, how you started. What brought you into being who you are today? People want to be like you. Just remember, your abundance will come because people want to be like you. Like, well, I want to be like this guy. I can relate to where he was and where he is. I want to be where he is now because I am where he was. So remember to share that part of your story. But yes, you're meant to create abundance through it. You're not delusional. So I hope that helps.
I agree. That's great. I think that's really good advice for Nat. And I think he's already a really talented musician. He just has to, maybe somehow break through. This last one is from Crystal Arguelles, and she says here, "Yay, psychic doc." Let me see if there was a note. She says just general. She says just general.
General reading for our friend in the dream rooms. Let's feel into it. I'm not sure what's happening. This month is all about scanning. It's like somehow you're able to pick things up you didn't before. You'll notice this thing, or it's like both negative and positive. You notice I'm hearing this is dry, this is this. This is an indication of that. There's a lot of scanning happening in the month of August. Like a lot of that happened. So I would just want to say September is where everything comes together. People start making agreements. People will agree to certain things or let go of certain things. Like there's a bit of a power struggle in here, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but it will be harmonized. Like your divine self will help you with that. But yes, you're dealing with people that can't necessarily hear themselves. They cannot tell how they're feeling and how they're responding in the moment. So they just like start barking and they just don't know. So that's where it gets tricky, and it looks like you're being a container for their needs, and being a container is like karma in motion. Like you're not meant to contain them. It's the wheel follows. Like that's not what you're meant to do. That's when your body becomes like sick and stiff, and that's not, that's not your responsibility. That's the hardest part. So, but I'm just hearing there's a bit of a power struggle that will be resolved in September. But right now, I would say the hardest part is just allowing things to dissolve, or even if you want to get a healing to dissolve things that have been latched onto you, honestly, you don't even need that, in my opinion. Sometimes just singing or chanting, like chanting can dissolve, or just surround yourself in like nice light or rearrange your room like feng shui. It can change the energy around. So it's kind of like returning to your bliss body. That's the hardest part. It's like a remembrance of who you are underneath all the drama. You need to create that for yourself, and that'll help with your health. Because you do a lot of work. I'm not sure what you're doing, but there's a lot of people under your wing, and those people, they're gonna need like 10 SpongeBob years later to see what you see. So that's the hardest part. Hang in there.
Well, Well, this was amazing. Psychic Doc. I think we got everybody. Did we? I think we got everybody. Yeah. Like, um, is that what should I ask? Is anybody else, or should we? Maybe we should just. We've been going for an hour and 14 minutes. Does anybody else want a reading before we go, or you know,
Yeah. Anybody want to party in the dream rooms? You're welcome.
Jennifer, you want one? Joyful Jennifer. I think she wants one. Can we do one more for Joyful Jennifer?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Jennifer. What
Do you
are
have
you
a
angry
question,
about?
Jennifer? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. I'm like, what are you angry about? I'm being silly.
Is there anything you're angry about, Jennifer? And she's so joyful. I don't.
You can be joyful and angry. You're allowed to be angry.
Yeah, guys. Anchor Haven just said in the chat, I will be live in 30 minutes with Michelle Earthgrid Mission. She's going to do a decode on the documentary, The Knowledge of Forever Time. It should be an interesting show. If you guys want to tune in for that, it'll be. Michelle always does a good show.
I can tune into Jennifer if there's nothing in the chat.
She said she cleared out a lot yesterday with her son. She said.
Oh, I heard parenting. Thank you. Yeah, I think I can jump into it. Okay, thanks for validating that. Cause I heard you grew up with something called underparenting. You weren't really parented, but you didn't necessarily have to parent others too. So it's kind of like an empty space. It's like you didn't know what was your responsibility, who was really responsible. You just had to like stream through life and take care of yourself. Like you didn't know what is what. No one really explained themselves. So you're in a place where you're showing people how to take responsibility without blame. So that takes a lot of courage, especially when no one showed you that. Like sometimes we make mistakes and we need to take responsibility for it. So you're one of the first people to show yourself and your son how to do that. It's like you did something wrong. I want to trust you. It's difficult right now. Blah, 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 blah. Just like honest, open conversations. And what I love about you is you don't want him to like take care of your own feelings. You take care of your feelings because that's the thing you have to do growing up. You have to take care of everybody's feelings other than your own. So it becomes indifferent whether you feel well or unwell. It doesn't matter because as long as your family members are not angry, that's all that mattered. So at least you're in a place where you're showing him how to avoid blame and how to take responsibility. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot. Yeah, but I think the hardest part is like just allowing, or one of the things you can help is allowing him to notice his defenses and his habits. Because it looks like there's something about defenses and habits. These kind of like the egoic self that's kind of being like a loud lion. And you're putting boundaries to that. But he doesn't know his own defenses. He doesn't know his own habits. And he doesn't know he can create new habits. And sometimes you have to create the new habits first before he creates the new habits. So that's kind of the hardest part. It's like you kind of have to model it. You have to do it first, and then he follows in. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. It's a lot of work. But also you need to show how to have joy, how to take. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah, the little lion. Ugh.
She says
And this
she's.
generation.
I'll read you some of her response. She said, yes, tons of baggage. She says, yep, emotional responsibility. And then she says, roar, my Leo lion. And Nat Chanoff, thank you, too. Nat Chanoff said, thank you. Everybody's enjoying their readings. Like, everybody's so happy about their readings. Like, this is amazing. And guys, this is a perfect time. While we still have a lot of audience members in here, I want to remind you that you can book a reading with the Psychic Doc at psychic.5d@gmail.com. And you should book a reading with her, especially if you enjoyed your reading tonight. And I guess maybe we could do one more, and we'll call it a night. This is Amy Rizzo, and Amy, do you have a question, Amy, or anything that do you have anything that makes you angry? You want to tell? I'm waiting to see if she responds. Boyfriend situation, she says.
Oh my god, let's feel into it. Whew. To make your decisions, I'm being shown two things you need to do. Is to notice what are you embracing about your relationship and what needs to be released. And see if that's something your boyfriend wants to embrace and release too. Because a lot of times when things keep repeating themselves, or in your situation, I feel, it's mainly because something is just considered as normative or considered as this is just another day. And for you, it's like you want to release this out of your life. So that's something you both need to come to terms of what is embraced. What are the things that you both embrace and what are the things that you both want to release? It doesn't, and I think he also struggles with strength and weakness. It doesn't feel weak to release certain things. A lot of times we release the things that just don't feed us. They don't serve us in our reality. And I think the hardest part is with this conversation is like it's like you're conversing with his shadow self and also your shadow self. Like both shadows need to converse and just understand like what triggers that, or like what allows a person to jump into their shadow when they feel weak, and what allows a person to use their shadow to find strength. And notice I divided it into two different questions because that will bring up two different things. Because where do you feel weak where your shadow gets triggered, and where do you need strength where your shadow gets triggered? I'll use a PG-13 situation. It's like, let's say you want ice cream so bad, and then and your parents say no to ice cream, so you steal their car, and then you just drive and get yourself ice cream. Maybe that 13-year-old is a great driver, but their shadow was looking for strength, was looking for something to use, so they used the strength in them, which is the ability to drive a car. And another PG-13 example is like, let's say, this person is, in school and somebody else looks, I don't know, their project looks better than hers, their art project or something. They feel weak, they feel inferior, they feel like their art project isn't that great. Their weakness is there. So one of the things they do from weakness is maybe rip another person's art. And they're like, I'm just going to rip it into pieces and make her feel weak and make her feel like she's cannot, get that. I hope that makes sense. I've been trying to paint that picture because you're in a place for both of you. Your shadows get triggered, seeking strength and avoiding weakness. And we all go through that. We all have that inside of us. This is an issue to consider. But hang in there. It looks like he's willing, but then there's a lot of fear in there. And it's a matter of, do you guys have the same form of peace inside of you? That's something you can consider about continuing this relationship. Does your peace look similar to his peace? Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. This was really great. Well, thank you, Psychic Doc. I really enjoyed this. Did you have any final words for the audience? And Jason, put your email up so people can contact you. Let me pull that up real quick so we can put it up on the screen so people can see where'd it go. Okay, man, these comments are flying tonight. I mean, they're really like people are really into this show, because Crystal said she sent a donation for. Yeah, we read you, Crystal. You got to go back and get your reading. We read Crystal, right? Did we do Crystal?
Yeah, we did.
Yep, we did Crystal. Yeah, we made sure, Crystal. You go back and check. But your readings for sure there. But I'll just type it in the chat again because your email address. And then people know how to get an email and then I'll put it up. But yeah, everybody. So we got everybody, and yeah. Do you have any final words for the night, Psychic Stuff?
Hey, Goldie just wanted to see what this is about. I just want to say I love you all. Love many, trust a few. Always paddle your own canoe.
Oh, you know what? Crystal said she sent a donation. She wanted me to get a reading. They all want me to get a reading, but I'm okay. We've been on so long, and I don't want you to have to read one more person. It's okay. But I appreciate you doing that, Crystal. I don't know.
Yeah, man, whatever feels right for you, Ro.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I think because we've been going a long time. We've been going an hour and 24 minutes. Well, I can always get one off you in person, So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get one for sure, guys. So thank you everybody, and thank you all. And please book a reading with the Psychic Duck. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. And I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. I'll be